I'm not saying nothing else. Tell your cigarette.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. She's gone too. She's dead too. Just to let you know, she's dead too. You won't charge me that one too. So I'll tell you where she's at soon. Like a cigarette.
All right, man.
Hello, I'm here for the one across the street.
What's that?
I'm here for what? Across the street.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you. That's what it is, okay?
Man, I'll tell you where Judy's and everything is at. So you can charge me that one too. All right, I appreciate it.
This is the exact moment officers realize they're not looking at one murder anymore. They're investigating two.
Så the way so you are some y'all talking about a board. Yeah, no, nothing yet. Nope. We have possible on name. I don't have any date of birth yet. We can get it from the son is on scene. All I have right now is Cindy Testerman.
And the most disturbing part, these two murders weren't random. They were tied together in the worst possible way.
We learned there was a lady across the street from Cindy named Judy. But nobody knows where Judy is.
I don't know where she's at, in a rehab or something.
Doing a lot. I'm gonna open the room and you got to your right. I'm gonna hold this room in the hallway. Please search for it, please.
I called my mom and it went straight to voicemail. What time is that? I've called her a couple times today. So I called her probably midday around lunchtime. I called her another time before dinner, and then I called her after dinner. And then after dinner was when my wife was like, if you're real worried, she's 15 minutes away, just drive over.
Okay.
I walked into the front door. It smelled like gas or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately got worried, turned right, turned left so I could, like I was standing in the living room, could see through. I saw the gun on the kitchen table, and I saw her from the shoulders up.
Okay.
It looked like there was red or purple by her neck. And I just immediately walked right back out.
It began with a frantic 911 call. A man had found his mother unresponsive.
But got everything for good, went on and recording. She's inside, straight ahead to the right. I haven't even gone into the kitchen yet. You said there's a gun in there? There's a gun. She has 2 shotguns and a handgun. There is a shotgun sitting on her kitchen table. From the distance that I was away from her, it looked like it was red around her neck.
All right. Is there any reason why a shotgun would be out?
I do not know. She does have.
Stay back over here.
Anything back here?
Sorry? This is locked.
Did he say it looked like she was jumped? No, just looked like, from what he said, looked like she was strangled. But he saw her and open window up top.
When I got there, the street was pretty busy with a lot of police officers and everything. In the back, there was a building. And so we ended up doing a search there.
Police department.
June 24th, 2018. It was supposed to be her 62nd birthday. Instead, her son walked into a nightmare. Inside, Cindy was found in the kitchen, blood on the floor, a shotgun resting nearby. Officers also smelled gas. It wasn't just a murder. It could have been a trap.
She ran on the floor and then shotgun move. All right, I'm in advance. There's another one in the back.
I remember there was quite a bit of blood on the floor, lady inside, and it was very obvious that she was deceased.
How did that was put on the board? Yep. What's up? What is? Yeah, he can. Yeah, the medic can reach over. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Yep.
Cool, thanks.
Inside, we had a gas smell. It's a very dangerous situation because the least little bit of a spark obviously could set something like that off, and you don't want that. You don't know if the actual suspect was hoping that maybe that it would take and ignite in some way.
So the way with who you are.
Yeah, no, nothing yet. Nope. We have possible on name. I don't have any date of birth yet. We can get it from the son is on scene. All I have right now is Cindy Testerman.
My mom was very unique, very, very original, and oftentimes just on like opposing ends of a spectrum. She was like a flower child, like grew up in the 60s, and she was really drawn to like the hippie movement. She was a caretaker. When I was very young, she opened up a daycare center in the house, and she ran that daycare center until I was a teen, always taking care of other people, their people's children. Then my grandfather got sick, and she moved in with him to take care of him.
Cindy was dead in the kitchen. So I remember the first thing being that it looked pretty violent. There was a lot of blood.
To Cindy's upper body, those were all knife wounds, as well as some defensive injuries. She did fight back some. It was a situation where the suspect was able to suffocate and then stab her multiple times.
It was really odd because there's this shotgun on the table. When, as far as I could tell, it wasn't involved in the murder at all.
The house had been ransacked, drawers pulled out, jewelry gone, her car missing. The killer wanted more than blood.
I got this first. It's laying on the ground in the middle of the floor. It looks out of place.
The house itself had been ransacked. It was pretty clear that things were in disarray. Stuff had been stolen. There were some overturned drawers and a jewelry box. It was clear that somebody had gone through, pulled things out, just dumped the jewelry and went out with it.
As far as the safe being out, that can mean anything. And the person who committed this crime may have gone there initially to take and do a robbery, or may have known that the victim had money, or assumed that the victim had money. So, again, not knowing what that person's actual motive was, you could surmise anything.
We learned that her car, a Mercury Grand Marquis, was gone. So one of the hardest things is kind of looking at these bits and pieces and trying to make sense of it. What could this story be? Stuff has been stolen, so you've got the robbery, but it's a really personal attack too. So anybody can break in and steal stuff, but why kill her as well?
Police turned to Cindy's son. He shared something vital, home surveillance footage.
When's the last time you saw her? She's like, or talked to her. The last time I talked to her, Wednesday maybe. We traded, or she sent me a text on Friday that I didn't respond to. Just of her friend's daughter that got married. JHRD on you.
You could tell that Rob Testerman talked to his mom on a very regular basis. So, of course, it was his natural instinct when his mom isn't answering and calls are going to voicemail that, he needed somebody to go check on her.
Looking at the home security system. So if we go back to yesterday, so Friday, I can see her coming home. That's my mom. So I can see her coming home. And then Saturday, this gentleman comes up in the morning. It looks like maybe she talks to him because that has a microphone. And then moves.
And there were a couple different videos of this guy coming to the house in the days leading up to the murder. And we're really fortunate because we see him Same guy, and he's come and talked to her a few times. He'd pop up and they would talk. We had no idea who that was, and it's anyone's guess as who this person is.
As investigators scrambled, Cindy's missing car was found, with 3 people inside.
It's not the same person from the video at Cindy's house, but how do they end up with this car? And so we go and interview them. We have 3 people in the car, and people don't want to get caught in a stolen car. It's a felony, so they can be really dangerous. But then on top of that, this is a vehicle that we know was stolen during the course of a murder. And there's a real strong possibility that whoever's in this vehicle is involved in murder, and want to make sure everybody's safe.
I'm trying to realize and be can't make no phone calls right now. That's crazy. You have the title for this? What's in the right? Right now. The man sold this car to me and my husband. I didn't steal anything. I didn't know the car was stolen. I went buy no stolen car.
She said they bought the car from someone. They didn't exchange a title or anything like that, but the story at least made sense. Someone they knew as Bird, which doesn't do us a whole lot of good at that point either. He's a white male, thin to average build, seemed to be pretty tall, and late 20s, early 30s. He had shorter, light brown hair that kind of was consistent with the guy in the video, but we still need to figure out who he is.
With the local residents to see if anybody saw or heard anything out of the ordinary, and if so, what they could tell us.
It's taped off like a crime scene.
Yeah, we can't talk about much right now, but we're just trying to investigate.
Her father just passed away. It was his house.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sit there over there and play checkers with him.
Wow. Is her car usually there?
Yeah. And I told my wife, I said, Cindy's car ain't been there all day.
We hadn't seen Cindy or a guy driving her car off.
Who stays in this house here?
That's another story.
Okay. Is anyone currently here?
We learned there's a lady across the street from Cindy named Judy, but nobody knows where Judy is.
I don't know where she's at, in a rehab or something. So I don't know where she's at.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in 3 months.
Now I'm called in for one murder, and in the process of investigating it, we're also working now a missing persons case as well. It definitely kind of ramps things up a little bit. Everyone that we spoke to had a different story as to where they had last seen her or heard where Judy was. So a lot of people had been told that she was at rehab, but these stories didn't all match up because some people said it was, oh, it's just a week or a certain period of time that didn't match up with what the other people had heard. And so it's a little suspicious at this point. Ultimately, we're cognizant of the fact that she's not around, and we have to figure out what happened to Judy.
Did you hear from Judy at all?
No, she is not around.
I can't seem to come up with her.
Her stepson, first name is Ryan. That's his name, Ryan. I don't know his last name, but I found his first name, Ryan. And she was gone for a couple weeks, or about a week or so, and I told that she had gone into a rehab. I do believe she has a substance abuse problem because she has some health issues, and I think she was abusing some Percocets. But that's only rumors from the neighborhood, and that's when Ryan showed up again. He was there, and he kind of told them, I'm here now, I'll take care of her. And we didn't see her except to hear a rumor that she went into rehab again.
We learned for the past few weeks, a young guy has been staying with Judy. Linda thought it could be her stepson, but ultimately, I'm trying to figure out who this guy is, but it could be the guy in the video.
Investigators connected the dots. Ryan McGuire, Judy's stepson, had a criminal past, and suddenly he was missing too.
Judy was just this quiet woman that just gardened and everything. She was just a sweet lady. Our backyards match. In fact, there was a gate that led from my backyard to her backyard. So I could go through to her yard and she could go through to mine. And Cindy lived right across from Judy.
We actually got a search warrant and went into Judy's house to find out if someone's in there hiding. And everybody has to stop for a second and think, what are we going to find out next?
If you're like you. All carried police. All county police. Anybody up here? That's sure. I got to cover.
The officers do a protective sweep at the very beginning when they arrive to make sure that he's not still there hiding and gonna pop out.
I'm gonna hold this room. If you got to your right, I'm gonna hold this room in the hallway. Police search warrant. Police. Well, the cat. All right, coming out. I have to hitch up and take one left back. Yeah. This is how I'm getting now. Sure. Florida County Police.
After the initial sweep of the house, we know that there's nobody inside at that point hiding from us. So we assume that her stepson is now on the run. And we're looking for him and we're really striking out. So at that point, we've got McGuire identified and we're confident that he's the last person with Cindy Testerman in that house. And he's who drives her car off. We got to come up with him. And the pressure is on because, as I mentioned, we've got some concerns now as well about Judy. And is he a threat to the public? So we've got everybody scouring the area for Ryan McGuire.
I was immediately like, anything that I can do to try to help. We knew that the wallet was stolen, so I was like, let me log into the credit cards and see if there's any activity on them. And so when we get on there and we see that there are purchases that day being made at Port Locker and a gas station, and so I'm getting on the call with the homicide detectives and just sending this information over. Like, this is a charge. It happened here. It's at East Point Mall.
McGuire, who's running around using Cindy's cards that have clearly been stolen. It almost seemed like he was out enjoying himself. There was a point where he went through a drive-through ATM in the black car. That's Judy's car. We learned he was living in the hotel along the Pulaski Highway corridor on Route 40. So that was one of the places that detectives from our apprehension team went, and they ended up finding the car. And they saw him actually come out and then go back into one of the motel rooms right there. Now we know exactly which room he's in and be able to apprehend him. So we had been working pretty hard trying to figure out where he would go. Now we've got him on and the pressure is on.
In custody, Ryan asked for a cigarette. He confessed he had murdered Judy, but there was more.
I'm like, how do you get a cigarette, man? Yeah, probably. I'll have to find one. It might take me a minute, but yeah, I don't think that was a problem. Oh,
You good? Anything else you need?
I just want a cigarette. You give me a cigarette right now, I'll tell you everything y'all need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, go see what I can do.
You got a preference? I don't know. I don't do anything. Really? Yeah. Cigarette. No. All right, man.
He wanted a cigarette, and I was hesitant to give him one right away because I kind of wanted to build a little rapport.
Let's hear this real quick. What's your last name? War? McGuire, right? Yeah. Ryan, Michael. Yeah. Thing you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk with a lawyer at any time before, during, any questioning. Okay. What's your relationship to her? She's like, my stepmom or something like that. Okay. She lets you use the car and everything. Yeah. Nice lady.
Where's she at these days? Yeah, listen.
I need a cigarette. I'm not saying nothing else. Tell you a cigarette. Okay. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. She's gone too. She's dead too. Just to let you know, she's dead too. You won't charge me that one too. So I'll tell you where she's at soon as I get a cigarette.
All right, man.
Now, I'm here for the one across the street.
What's that?
I'm here for what? Across the street.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you. That's what it is, okay?
Man, I'll tell you where Judy's and everything is at. So you can charge me that one too. So, all right, bro. I appreciate it.
We'll get you a cigarette.
And then I'm like, what just happened? He surprised us all. So, he says what he says. This is about the lady across the street. Yeah, because I killed her too, and you're going to charge me with both of them. So I get this just kind of bombshell statement from him. All my coworkers, the other detectives, are listening to this. So when I walked into the squad room, they had the look on their face like I felt like, I can't believe that just came out of his mouth. And somebody said, get him a carton of cigarettes, just keep him talking.
And so they don't like people smoking in there. So allegedly suck up the smoke. I'm good words, but Ninja John, you seen
That they're not supposed to be smoking in an interview room, but that's one of the things that we do sometimes to let them smoke because we want them to be comfortable and talk to us.
Right across. I can start from the beginning. Y'all not gonna find Pete. I mean, tell you where she's at. Where's she at? She's still at her house. Okay. If y'all take me there, I'll show you where she's at. Bird, can you explain it to me? Yeah. She got high. She was getting high, so she asked me to shoot off my side off and she would be. So we said I'm giving her an injection too, right? Just to make sure. But she was still she wanted to shoot. She came out of it. She was like she didn't feel good. She wanted me to shoot up again. Okay. So I shot it up. That did it.
He actually admits that they were using drugs and that he intentionally overdosed her, knowing that it would kill her.
when you went to Judy's, was that just because she called me out of the blue, helping her get off of drugs? Oh. Okay.
And als het ding, I wanted to stay there, give her there, and just keep using our money every month.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
In a matter of seconds, all of a sudden, now we've found out that he killed Judy, and he's going to tell me where the body is. So that was definitely a shock. And I know I need to find out really what happened with Cindy. Why did it happen, and how did it happen?
He had hidden Judy's body inside her own home, under her bed. Cindy grew suspicious. She kept asking questions, so he silenced her too.
Yeah. It stinks. Doctors before you not pretty good. Okay. It's upstairs in your bed. It's all right. Okay. What is it, like in the compartment type thing? It's down. I said that in the bed. With a big towel was on. Upstairs in the bedroom. Yeah, but no. How long ago was that? You remember? Was like y'all three? Okay. What happened across the street? That's the main questions. But that'll do for you.
Yeah, well, she's realized something was going on there.
Yes. Well, what were you doing up in her house? So you know what that is? Yes, it is sin. Yeah, and she called me. So you don't remember right? I did. I would spawn me on Judy's house a week. Okay. The said you come over talk it work is go some weevil work. Okay. And then how did that go? I guess not you do it. I get that, but I mean it wouldn't how to kind of hacking. That was all the control. But she was asking too much, and then he said she was about all God. Yeah. Like that. All right, so how did that? What happened? This October. Great salad. Tripped around that stabber. All right.
And so McGuire ultimately tells us Judy's is in this chest. So we run back out there with a search warning and recovered the chest and find her in that house. The knife Reimer had used to kill Cindy was found in the motel room along with his other property and Nike tennis shoes with blood stains. Forensics is able to confirm that the blood on those shoes was Cindy Testerman's through DNA. Looking at everything we found, we're kind of able to put this picture together of what led to these murders.
2 innocent women, 1 monster fueled by addiction and greed.
McGuire struggled with addiction, and he was looking for money and trying to support his habit, and he found a source in Judy. So ultimately he gets greedy and he kills her so that he can keep taking advantage of that money. Judy was a friend of Cindy, and Cindy, she had been asking too many questions about her friend Judy. He kills her, but ultimately his downfall is just his greed. He ran around trying to get money, sold the car, and was using the cards for as much as he could.
December 12th, 2019. Ryan McGuire pled guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. He received 2 consecutive life sentences, but the community still mourns.
I was extremely happy with the outcome in this case. So knowing that we had achieved justice in the form of those life sentences, that Ryan McGuire would never murder anyone's family member again.
My mother always put other people first through her entire life. I want to make sure that she's remembered for her kindness and her thoughtfulness and her ability to just treat other people so well. Seeing the kitchen when it was just completely gutted down, it was wild because there's so much family history in this house, and it's all gone. The family is gone, the house is gone. I haven't reconciled with that.
Free children's story, not even a mouse.
The last time I saw Judy alive, I was in my backyard and she introduced me to Ryan, telling me he was her stepson and that he could help me out at my house if I needed anybody to help with anything. She was just a sweet lady. And anytime you lose a sweet lady, but she's with God. And so is Cindy. And he's paying the price.
If I had the opportunity to speak to her, I would talk to her about her grandkids, just how bright and empathetic and creative they are. And it's amazing, like this creativity that is my mom.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more true crime stories that delve deep into the heart of the human experience.